Hey everybody, James, Master Builder for the G&L Custom Shop over here, getting ready to start a very special build for none other than Jerry Cantrell. We're coming out with a Kahler equipped Rampage 24 model in the next few weeks, and we're gonna be building one for Jerry first. We're ready to go, so we're just gonna hit a couple buttons and it's gonna do its thing. Body in the machine behind me right now is Jerry's body. It's roasted alder on this one. The original Rampage was of course made out of maple, as everybody knows. However, maple is a pretty heavy body wood, and Jerry's asked us to see if we can make it a little bit easier on his back, so roasted alder is the great substitute for that. Standard production models are being made out of regular alder, so roasted alder for a little bit of weight reduction on his body in particular. There you go, fresh off the CNC. Jerry likes his Kahlers recessed into the top of the body. So you take the bridge, and the base plate of the bridge sits down flush inside of the body route there. And that's great, it's nice and comfortable. However, there's a little bolt on the back of these bridges that allows you to lock this into a hardtail, and that kind of eliminates the ability to do that. So one little extra detail on this custom shop one here for Jerry, I'm gonna actually cut a little scoop out that will allow you to get a tool in there and lock the bridge the way that it's intended to be. So that should give us a little bit of access. That's all we're looking for. The other thing on the back, I always do a nice little finger access to be able to get the cover plates for the electronics on and off a little bit easier. It's just a nice little detail that I like for the custom shop stuff. So we're gonna add those two things and then do a little bit more body mods before we start sanding this thing. There's a couple little small fine detail things that we need to add on this. One in particular is there's a little scooped cutaway contour that I like to put on the Rampage models that gives your hand a little bit of better access to the upper register. That's pretty much what we're going for. Gives your hand somewhere to go whenever you get up into the upper register of the neck. So we're good there, and now we just gotta blend these hard edges. So I'm paying attention to this line as it comes in here, this line as it comes in here, and then I just wanna continue that with the carve around the outer contour, kind of the same thing with the hard line that you can see on the sides right there. Same thing, just kind of blend that around so it's one nice consistent curve. I'm gonna drill a couple little small holes. We gotta drill a hole for the string ground for the bridge, and then a wire access for the pickup as well. We are ready to dive in with a sander and actually start doing some final sanding. So all the flat surfaces have been sanded up to 220, which is where we stop before paint. Now we just need to get in the areas that I couldn't get with that tool and just do some blending. All right, we're ready to go ahead and cut out the neck for Jerry's Rampage 24K. So the biggest difference between this and a standard production one is we picked out a pretty nice piece of flame maple for this. We've also got a nice piece of ebony for the fretboard, which Jerry prefers. This one is gonna be the standard Rampage profile, and it's gonna get a 14-inch radius on the neck instead of a 12-inch radius, which is the standard production. Jerry prefers the 14, so that's what we're going with. neck's cut out, but we've got to do a little bit of foundational work before we actually put the frets in and sand everything. So step number one, straighten the neck out and then put some inlay dots in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Now we're just going to true up the radius and get the neck ready for frets. Okay, we are ready for frets. So as it comes off the machine, it's just a little bit too tight to go in. So we are gonna take this granite slab here with some 100 grit paper on it and just kind of clean up the sides until it fits. Just gotta break these little hard edges here. That's what we want. So I can put it on there and hold it without any bolts in there, but it's also really easy to get in and out, which is exactly what we want. And it'll be a nice tight fit. So now we're ready to sand it. We're all done sanding and shaping the neck, so now it's time to put the serial number and the custom shop logo into the back of it, which is what we use this computer and this laser machine for. Just getting ready to make some smoke in here.
It's paint day for the Jerry Cantrell Rampage 24K. I've got the body prepped, I've got the neck prepped, and we've got this little graphic right here that's gonna go on. So obviously everybody knows Jerry's Blue Dress Girl guitar. Now the original Blue Dress Girl was literally just cut out of a magazine and like glue stick to the surface of the guitar. Checkerboard pattern that was on the front was like the outside of a sticker. The rock stickers are from a local Seattle radio station. A lot of really cool history with the guitar. And that was just stuck onto the surface of the guitar, which is why when you look at that guitar now, it's all worn and you can barely even see the graphics. So a good friend of mine named John Glenecki, he hooked us up and we've got this actually like really nice, really thin vinyl graphic recreation. Because this graphic actually has a background color to it, we need to match this background color. We've got a little bit of mixing happening over in the corner. Malcolm, our painter, is helping me out.
A little more.
Just a touch, yeah.
It's perfect.
If you say so.
It is.
I'm just kidding.
Hit it again.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, we're happy with the color, so we're gonna go ahead and start spraying on the headstock first, then the body.
We are ready to get the graphic installed. So before we do that, this has a clear coat on it to protect the color. So I need to get the clear coat level, basically get a little tooth on the finish. So that allows the vinyl something to grab onto and stick down to, and it also allows the finish that we spray over top of everything something to grab onto and stick down to. Basically, we just need to get all of the shiny spots gone, and all the hard corners are blended out and nice and rounded and smooth. Then we'll be good to go. All right, everybody, the time is finally here. It's time for the cool part. So we're gonna actually take the blue dress graphic, it's underneath a little piece of tracing paper right now. We're gonna transfer that to the top of the guitar and then do a little bit of trimming. Here we go. So I'm just trying to heat it up to stretch it a little bit, and then I'm basically just lifting it and then putting it back down, kind of. Good, actually. The day has finally arrived for the build. Jerry Cantrell, we're gonna actually assemble his guitar today. On the bench, we have his Rampage 24K. We went through and painstakingly matched the color as well to the background of that graphic so that it has a nice seamless transition front to back. We've got the paint matched headstock as well. We've got Jerry's strings. He loves Ernie Ball slinkies, so we're gonna throw those on there. And we've also got this very special G&L humbucker that we wound just for him. So we're gonna get all this stuff put together today, right in front of you guys. Quick setup to go drop it in the plaque. Down to the plaque. Cool, we're done.
Quick story about how this thing even started. Last year we came out with the Rampage 24 with its 24 frets, and it had a Floyd Rose on that. Well, Gary Kahler had some thoughts about that he wanted to share. We thought, you know what, let's go ahead and we're gonna build one with a Kahler on it. And I thought, who better than to build one for Jerry Cantrell? So I emailed Jerry and I told him about this Rampage 24 that we were coming out with. And Jerry wrote back just a short email and it said, fuck yeah, I'd rock the shit out of that thing. So that's what it took to get this thing started, and then James took over from there.
Yeah, I was all on board to build a guitar for Jerry. Couldn't wait to get started. A big, really fun part of this for me was incorporating the graphic as well. So a friend of mine named John Glenecki runs a business where he does vinyl graphics for guitars. And I also made sure that we incorporated the KISW rock stickers across the front of it as well, as a nice little homage to Jerry's original Blue Dress Girl Rampage. So very excited about all this and super happy to see it come to fruition.
And I think it's really cool that here with us today is Eddie from Kahler. Eddie, come on over, say a couple words.
Hey David, thanks for having me.
It's a delight, Eddie, he always is.
You know, I can't tell you just how proud we are at Kahler to have this happen for so many reasons. I mean, the history of the Rampage goes all the way back to 1986, right?
85.
85.
Yeah.
So this is the 40th anniversary.
Oh shit.
Right now, this year.
Didn't think of that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Something that I really love about this is the 2-octave neck. That's incredibly cool. James does such beautiful work, and he's figured out a way to incorporate our fixed bridge lock and still have it recessed the way that Jerry likes. I think you guys did a great job.
Well, it's fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. So I hope you've all enjoyed the build of Jerry Cantrell's Rampage 24. It's been a lot of fun for all of us here at G&L and Kahler, and we'll see you next time.
All right, good.
Awesome.